So I started our day off just coming in and checking on our geckos. This right here is Ray Ray. He is one of our breeding males and has been paired with a few of our females and has done great. If you know geckos, then you know that they are most active during dusk and dawn. So we normally wake up between 4:30 and 5 o'clock every day, which is actually a really perfect time to come down and just really enjoy your geckos. They are always out, active, friendly. They come right up to you when you come out. They are investigating. They want to see what you're doing. And so I really just enjoy this alone time with them because usually everyone is sleeping except for my sister and I. So it's just a really good time to just enjoy our geckos. So after I hung out with Ray Ray, I went and checked on our gravid females. This right here is Freckles. She is one of our gravid females, and she is just an awesome girl. She was up and waiting. I did try to give her some food, but with our pregnant females, we do keep a bowl of worms in with them at all times, just because we don't want them to lose too much weight. Any other adult we do not do this with, just our gravid females. So she's doing good and fine and no digging or any eggs. So it's a waiting game right now for her eggs, but she's just a beautiful mama. So I decided that I wanted to go see Kilo, who is one of our breeding males, but he just didn't get the job done this season. So that is why we had to throw Ray Ray in with a couple of Kilo's females that we would normally pair him with. As I was going to get Kilo out, because I figured I would handle him since he is not breeding at the current moment, I did notice that he was favoring his right eye. He kept licking it, which usually is an indication that there's something in there or something wrong. So at this moment, I decided I'm just going to leave him in there because he has been doing this since yesterday. And at first I thought maybe it was just a small irritation. But since he is still doing it, I made the decision that when the vet opens, we will call and just get a quick eye drop to try and help alleviate the problems. I do have a saline solution that I will flush his eye with just in case there is anything in there, but I really just don't want to handle him if he's uncomfortable right now. So we had a female coming in very early, and it's a female bearded dragon. Her name is Pebbles, and we got her dropped off very early. So when she got here, she was not the color of the picture because she was completely covered in dirt, stuck shed, and substrate. So we gave her a bath, and in the bath it came off literally in chunks. So she was a very, very dirty bearded dragon. Like, you wouldn't even know that she was a yellow and orange citrus because she was dark brown and black. Like, even her feet, under her tail was the worst. It was insane. So we decided to give her 2 baths, and in the second one, we had to get out the toothbrush and really just scrub to get the layers of just dirt and grime and this poor baby. Now, the pictures we did get of her, she was her original color. She was really pretty. She was bright. She was a deep yellow and with a bright orange chin. So when she came and she was brown, we were like, oh my God, did they send us the wrong one? Like, what's going on? No, that was not the case. It was just the simple fact that I don't think they have ever bathed her. I don't think they've changed her enclosure. And obviously they had her on loose, dark substrate, which is one of the reasons why we are so against it. It's just not a good idea. Oh, not only does it make them dirty, but you could have respiration issues, you could get eye problems. So we really just suggest no loose substrate. I prefer Reptile carpet, knotted adhesive shelf liner. Tile's really good for the dragons because it helps to file down their nails, and if it's a male, it also helps to keep their femoral pores from clogging. As you can see, she's not really happy about taking a bath, and I think that's just from not experiencing soaking too much. This poor baby. I think that should be a lot happier. We already have an appointment for her on Wednesday. She's going to go in and we're just going to test her for parasites and every other thing that bearded dragons can actually catch and pass on, just due to the fact that the breeding season is already started and not as long for bearded dragons as it is for leopard geckos, and we would like to get them paired sooner than later. So once her tests come back and the vet clears her, we will be pairing her with Draco. Now this is her after her bath. She is running around while I sanitize the bathroom. As you can see, she is a lot lighter, and she doesn't have all of it off of her, but we decided that we'll give her about another week before we soak her again. We just don't want to stress her out or, traumatize her on her first day. But I did decide before we put her in her enclosure to bring her down and introduce her to Draco through his cage. And if you notice, he is black bearding very aggressively, which is a sign of wanting to mate in a male. They make their beards as black as they can to attract the female and let them know, like, hey, I'm gonna make babies with you. As you can see, he's trying to get out. He wants to come meet his new girlfriend. But unfortunately, Drake, you have to wait at least another week because it does take 3 to 5 days for her test to come back. And as you see her bobbing her head, that's what females will do to let a male know they want to mate. They'll also pick up a hand and almost like wave it at the male. It's like their approval. So at least we know they're going to get along. I decided just to let her run around the garage for a while I finished up the small touches on her enclosure. And as you can see, she is a light citrus now. And on her top of her chin, underneath her beard, I think she just has a very small paradox, light white part. I put her away and I let my son get Draco out because he was really excited and just play with him. And then I decided it was time to make salads, which was kind of later than I wanted it to be. It was already 11 o'clock by the time. So I'm trying to get salads done for our bearded dragons, and this baby is making it very hard. As you can see, we haven't gotten very far. And we've been in here for about, I'd say, a good 20, 30 minutes. Oh, now she wants to stop crying. I'm holding her, I'm letting her help. She is just not having it today. But we have some hungry bearded dragons that need to be fed honey. And we're feeding them. So, she'll get over it. After everybody had their salad, I decided to go into the quarantine closet and take out Salado. Salado is a male leopard gecko that will be added to our breeding program next year. He is just beautiful. When they're in quarantine, we really don't handle them too much because that's the purpose of quarantine. We keep them in there for 30 days and we watch and observe and make sure that they're healthy, that they're eating, that they're adjusting, that their stools are not runny, that they are not constipated. All of the signs that, they are healthy, we make sure that they are there. And then any signs that they're unhealthy or could have parasites or anything like that, we just check for. But I also don't like to not handle them at all because I don't want them coming out after a month and just being timid, terrified, and afraid of people. So I do try to handle them at least a couple days a week. Once they come out of quarantine, I kind of overdo it with them, and I keep them with me like all day. I will find one for the day, put it on my shoulder or on my chest, and just let them come around on a daily adventure of feeding, cleaning, and whatever else they have to do with the rest of the reptiles. And I just find that is the easiest way for me to get them used to me. They get used to my smell. They know that I'm a safe place to be. And it just really helps me bond with them, because I am really busy with as many reptiles and dogs and kids that I have. So I find ways to incorporate handling while I'm getting things done. And after I got done handling him, I got the call about Kilo's eye drops being ready. So I decided to go get them and just get him out and get him into his eye as soon as possible. Now, his eye drops will just put 1 or 2 drops twice a day for 5 days. If his eye is still irritating him, then we will take him into the vet and have his eye checked to see maybe if there is an abscess or a scratch or something similar to that. It's not really red or puffy on the eyelids, so that's a good sign. He is just closing it a lot and he's licking it, so obviously there's something bothering it. I did do a saline rinse earlier, and I did not get it on video. He just wasn't happy about it, and I was alone, so I couldn't record by myself. But applying his eye drops wasn't that hard. He wasn't too happy after I put it on, and he shut his eye. So I did want to make sure that he did get it into the actual eyeball. So I just calmed him down. He loves his back being pet. I comforted him, and then I just waited till he got his eye open again, and then I put another drop in. He's usually a really gentle, calm guy, so it shouldn't be too hard to maintain his eye drops and just get it in there. So I just comforted him a little more, calmed him down. As you can see, he's kind of upset, so he's running. And I always like to calm my animals down before I put them away, because I don't want to reward the behavior of running and make them think that gets them put down. So I wait for them to be calmed down, and I did go ahead and put them back. And then my sister had just got home at the end of doing his eye drops, so she decided it was a good idea to see if we could get him to take a snack. And we had a couple hornworms left, so we did offer some hornworms, and he did take them, which is good because his appetite has been kind of off a little bit as well. He has been eating, but not as much as he should. And I think maybe it does have something to do with his eye bothering him. And so after we gave him his hornworms, I tricked him, and he started eating some mealworms as well. So obviously his appetite is back, and I'm really excited about that. We will keep an eye on his eyeball, no pun intended, until it's actually completely normal. I will keep you guys updated if it gets worse or better. So then I decided to check on Pebbles and see how she was doing inside her enclosure, and she's actually doing pretty well. She's calm, she's basking, and she is enjoying her log and her hammock. So it's always nice to see an animal settle in so quickly. Bearded dragons are very docile animals, but when you take them on a car ride and put them in a completely new environment with just different smells and sounds, animals and people, it is kind of stressful. So I'm really happy that it only took her about a half a day to really just settle in and start enjoying her enclosure. I think she's going to be a great addition to our ReptiFamily, and I'm really glad that we made a decision to get her, obviously from such a crappy environment to an amazing family. And since Draco didn't get too much attention today and he just watched us spend time with his new girlfriend, we decided to give him a nice little snack. He's been on off of protein for a few days because he is just refusing to eat his salad, and he really needs those vitamins and minerals, which he has started eating. He is accepting mangoes, blackberries, and blueberries. So we just need to get him on some greens. But I decided that since he was such a good boy, that I gave him a bowl of protein today. So he got some of his favorite, which are mealworms. I didn't give him as many as I normally would, but just enough to satisfy him. So after that, we did night feeding and everybody went to bed. We had a long, successful day. We got a lot done and our animals are very happy. And I can't wait to pair Draco with his new girlfriend. It's going to be excited. Thank you, ReptiFamily.